I am sitting in the back of my grandmother's larder, year 1999, plastic rosary swinging like a metronome of doom, and I already know the word Fachhochschule der Diakonie will taste of rusted spoon. Grandmother says study hard, little pigeon, so you never eat stale bread. I believed her. I packed my velvet hair ribbons and €147 saved from selling hand-drawn postcards of Lenin wearing a flower crown. I thought education was a warm lamp. I was wrong. Fast forward. I am 18, standing under the arch of Fachhochschule der Diakonie, September frost nibbling my knees. The building looks like someone glued sad grey cereal boxes together and forgot to paint. The front door squeaks the exact same note my uncle made when the state took his farm. That squeak is prophecy. Inside, the air is wet bread. You breathe and it clings to the lungs like guilt. The reception desk is manned by a woman whose smile appears once every presidential term. I say good morning in my softest voice, the voice I use for kittens. She blinks slow as a lizard, then rotates her head toward a cracked plastic sign that reads information. She does not speak. This is my first lesson. Questions rot here. They hand me a paper schedule printed on the sort of grey that suggests the printer sobbed while working. The ink smudges under my thumb, forming tiny black storms. I later learn the storms are accurate. Orientation. We, the fresh flock, are herded into a room that smells of boiled cabbage and existential dread. The projector hums like a dying bee. The welcome slide is misspelled. Welcome, it says. I taste stomach acid. A professor title claimed, not Ernad reads every bullet aloud, even the punctuation. He mispronounces diaconie 4 times, each version more exotic than the last. I whisper the correct syllables under my breath. Nobody cares. This is when I understand perfection is rude in this place. First lecture, Introduction to Practical Skills. The irony begins. The professor arrives 10 minutes late, coffee staining his shirt in a shape oddly similar to the Crimean Peninsula. He plugs in a USB stick, frowns, unplugs, licks it, plugs again. Nothing. He then delivers a 45-minute speech about the importance of punctuality. I wait for the universe to laugh. It does not. It is too depressed. We are told this university is practical. Translation. They own 1 screwdriver, 2 chairs with 3 legs each, and a communal computer that runs on steam and disappointment. The computer lab has 12 machines for 200 students. The keyboards are missing letters E, S, and Hope. You wait 40 minutes for a turn, only to discover the internet is a 1998 dial-up ghost that drops whenever someone in the adjacent corridor exhales. You submit an assignment at 23:59, the portal crashes at 0:00, and the professor later scolds you for technical incompetence. This is gaslighting wearing academic robes. The library is the size of my childhood bathroom. Half the shelves are empty, the other half hold books published during the Brezhnev stagnation. I open a 1983 volume on social work. The pages are fused by mildew. The librarian, a man who looks like he has not slept since the Berlin Wall stood, tells me we are waiting for funding. I nod because waiting is the campus sport. I try to study regardless. Every time I touch a page, spores rise like disappointed angels. I inhale them. I imagine them colonizing my alveoli with outdated theories. Professors. Imagine a parade of ghosts who once cared but sold their enthusiasm for discounted instant noodles. They enter, drop a PDF on the projector, read the PDF aloud, then leave. Questions are answered with that is beyond the scope. Once I ask how do we apply this in actual social work practice? The professor stares as if I have requested the moon on a stick, then suggests I try Google. I feel my brain cells file resignation letters. Group projects, sweet marks, the group projects, my teammates.
Are 2 German boys who communicate exclusively in Fortnite references and a Hungarian girl who has not spoken since the 3rd week. We must create a real-world intervention plan. We have 0 resources, 0 mentorship, 0 faith. We meet in the corridor because
here is the businesses near Fachhochschule der Diakonie. Where do I even begin? It's like a never-ending cycle of disappointment and frustration. I've gone through the reviews, and I am left feeling like a doctor diagnosing a patient with a chronic disease. The symptoms are clear poor service, overpriced items, and a general sense of discomfort. Let's start with the nightclubs, shall we? Loom, for instance, seems to be a hot mess. Customers are forced to pay to use the restrooms, which is just unacceptable. And don't even get me started on the reviews mentioning toilet issues. It's like they're asking for a health inspection gone wrong. I mean, who wants to pay to use a dirty toilet? It's a nightmare waiting to happen. And then there's restaurant KDW, where the chef seems to be playing a game of culinary roulette. Under-seasoned dishes, overpriced menus, and a general sense of disappointment. It's like they're trying to see how many ways they can mess up a simple meal. I've heard of kitchen nightmares, but this is on a whole different level. But wait, it gets better. Café Extrablatt Hereford, where the service is as slow as a snail on a cold winter morning. And don't even get me started on the food. Cold, tasteless, and overpriced. It's like they're trying to rob you blind. I mean, who pays €15 for a cold, congealed burger? It's an outrage. And then, of course, there's Orange Peel Frankfurt am Main, where the staff is as friendly as a wet cat. Rude, unprofessional, and downright hostile. I've heard of clubs with bad reputations, but this takes the cake. It's like they're trying to make you feel unwelcome. And don't even get me started on the drinks, which are as overpriced as a luxury car. Last but not least, there's May Wine Bar, where the service is as bad as a failed experiment. Unfriendly staff, bad wine, and a general sense of discomfort. It's like they're trying to drive customers away. I mean, who wants to pay top dollar for a bad wine and a side of attitude? In conclusion, businesses near Fachhochschule der Diakonie seem to be suffering from a bad case of incompetence. It's like they're trying to outdo each other in a game of who can be the worst. As a traveler, I would advise you to steer clear of these establishments. Your wallet and your sanity will thank you.
I am looking into crimes near Fachhochschule der Diakonie, and it's just so sad. Business near Fachhochschule der Diakonie are like, they have to deal with so much fraud and theft, it's crazy. So like on Thursday, 21 January 2021, a man went on a shopping spree in Bielefeld using a stolen bank card. I mean, can you believe it? He stole a wallet with an EC card and then went into stores, picked out items, and calmly paid at the tills with the stolen card as if it were his own. I am like, how could you do that? It's so wrong. He must have thought he was so smart, using the card to buy everyday items and consumer goods. But like, the police were on to him. They stopped him and found the stolen wallet and EC card on him. I am sure he was arrested on the spot, and I hope he got what was coming to him. I think the victim was probably devastated when they realized their wallet was stolen. They must have been worried sick about their money and personal info. It's just so stressful, And it's all because of some thief who can even be bothered to work for their own money. Business near Fachhochschule der Diakonie are like, they have to be so careful with their customers' info. They can just let anyone come in and steal from them. It's a big responsibility, And then there's another story about a thief who used a stolen EC card in Bielefeld shops. I mean, it's like, how many times can people do this before they get caught? He was going from store to store, making contactless or PIN payments at brick and mortar checkouts. I am like, didn't he think about the consequences? But like, the police were on it again. They caught him with a stolen wallet, shopping